Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we have a very special motor. This is a 3-valve 4.6 liter Celine supercharged engine, and I'm going to be showing you guys how to put this into your new age Mustang GT. So let's get into today's video. First things first guys, let's talk about motor mounts. How the hell is a 3-valve motor going to bolt up into your new age Mustang? When I say new age, I mean 99 to 04 or the Mustangs that came with the 4.6 liter. It's pretty simple actually. You're going to take your 2-valve motor mounts and they're going to bolt right to the block, and it's going to rest in the same position as your original 4.6 liter. Now when it comes to the supercharged version that I have here, which is the Celine, it's going to be a bit different. I think I'm going to have to change my hood, go with a taller cowl hood, because this is sitting a lot higher because of the supercharger, the water to air intercooler, and then the intake that's sitting on top. So it's going to be a little different for me, but for you, regular 3-valve swap into a 99 to 04, you're just going to use the motor mounts that came with your 2-valve motor. Now I don't have the oil cooler or the oil filter housing on, but you're also going to use your 2-valve oil cooler, not your 3-valve, just for the positioning in the car. And that's going to make your coolant hoses easier to route as well. When you actually do get it in the vehicle, I believe these two top hoses here, you're going to wire those off, meaning you're going to come off, you're going to put them to a block, and then you're going to do a singular line going into the top of the radiator. So coolant hose is pretty easy. Use your stock 2-valve bottom end coolant hose. You get it's like a Y to a singular outlet. You join these two together, you carry them right to the radiator, and you should be good to go. So we've covered so far motor mounts, oil filter housing, coolant hoses. Next, we're going to talk about flywheel clutch pressure plate. You can use your factory flywheel clutch and pressure plate. I wouldn't recommend this because you're going to be making a little more power with the 3-valve motor, especially me with the Celine supercharger on top. So you can use your stock flywheel, but I would recommend upgrading the clutch. The flywheel on this 3-valve motor is 6-bolt, so I can use any 6-bolt 4.6 flywheel and we should be just fine. Also the gearbox. These 3-valve motors came out of the Mustangs that had the revised TR3650 manual gearbox and the remote shifter that was mounted to the car. So we can't use those gearboxes in our 99 to 04 Mustangs. So we're gonna have to use the TR3650 or the T45 that came with our 2-valve 4.6 liters, which bolt right up to this bad boy. You're gonna have no issues with that. So let's talk about exhaust now. I'm using the factory 3-valve exhaust because it is pretty big, it is pretty beefy, and it does flow very, very well. Downpipe wise, I'm going to be using the downpipes that I got from the 2010 Mustang Celine, and I'm just going to probably do a little bit of fabrication or rework them to where they work properly with what I want to do. So exhaust is done. Injectors, use the factory 3-valve injectors. You just might need an adapter or jumper harness to go from EV1 to EV6. I can't remember the actual letters to those injectors, but you know what I mean. People that have done this swap before, you just need a jumper to go from whatever injector you have to the harness side of it. So 3-valve swaps. A big thing with 3-valve swaps is the cam phases. You're gonna get these things called small, they're these small aluminum blocks. They're called cam phaser lockouts. I've already done this. I haven't recorded the process because there's like a multitude of videos like this on YouTube. So make sure to go and check out how to lock out your cam phasers, because that's the only way you're gonna get the 2-valve computer and the 2-valve harness to work with this motor. Instead of using the 1, 2, 3, and 4 cam reading locations, you're gonna use the one that's on the driver's side. Very, very simple, but you only do this after you lock out your cam phases. This, because it's a Celine, my throttle body is on top, like right here, but if it was the regular 3-valve, it'd probably be lower down here. You're gonna need to put a 4-valve throttle body on it, because the 3-valve motors come with the electronic throttle and there's no way for the 2-valve computer to run that. So put a 4-valve throttle body on it. That's working perfectly. When it comes to wire harness, you can very easily get a 2-valve harness to work this. Same connector for the cam sensor, same connector for the crankshaft sensor. Fuel pressure sensors is pretty much the same. You just have to rework one wire in that harness. I haven't made it that far on my swap, so forgive me if I'm prematurely making this video, but I'm just trying to show you how to actually get this bad boy in the vehicle, bolted up, and then you can move on beyond that step. So anything further than that would be, like I said, injectors, fuel rail. Your fuel rail for this Celine motor is going to be this way. I'm not sure where it's going to be on a regular 3-valve motor, but I'm going to have to make a AN line to go from here to connect over to the driver side fuel feed, which is super simple actually. So that's not really hard to deal with. The 3-valve motors do require more fuel than the 2-valve motors, so you're going to have to upgrade your fuel pump. And I think, oh, tuner. You're gonna need an SCT X4 tuner or any tuner of your choice. You can get the Balmer or check with your tuner, the guy that's gonna be tuning the vehicle for you, see what he recommends you use and just go with that. But I think that's pretty much it. These, between the 3-valve and the 4-valve motor that I have behind me, these things are super simple to put in the vehicle. Maybe a little trickier to get running right because you need a proper tune and you need, like, you know, you need the car to be able to support it. So you need a bigger fuel pump. You might need a bigger exhaust, stuff that supports the motor to make it run right. But for the 3-valve to go in the vehicle, 2-valve motor mounts, 2-valve oil cooler, 2-valve lower coolant line. You're gonna have to fabricate a coolant line up top for the coolant bridge to go into one hose and then go to the top of your radiator. You're gonna need a 4-valve throttle body. Oh, the alternator. You cannot use the factory 3-valve alternator. You're gonna need a 2-valve alternator because 3-valve alternators are controlled by the ECU. 2-valve alternators are just controlled by a key on hot signal. So alternator you're gonna need from a 2-valve. You can use your flywheel, clutch, and pressure plate from your 2-valve motor. I don't recommend this. I recommend the flywheel, but I recommend you upgrade your clutch and pressure plate so they can handle more ponies because you're gonna make more juice with this 3-valve motor. You can use the stock 3-valve exhaust and then you can fabricate your own catback or your own straight pipe exhaust to go to the back of the car. Also, what you can do, some people make flanges that allow you to put the 2-valve exhaust right onto the 3-valve motor. That makes the exhaust manifold stick out a bit more and gives you less room to deal with when it comes to the engine bay. I wouldn't really recommend that either. You might as well just go through the headache of fabricating your own exhaust with the factory 3-valve manifolds because those manifolds are pretty beefy themselves. And I think that's pretty much it. In the next month or two, I'm going to be putting this 2010 Mustang Celine engine in my 2003 Mustang GT. You guys don't want to miss that. Make sure to subscribe and hit the like button below if you like this type of content. Thank you guys so much for watching. Always remember, don't drift without your dreams, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. If you guys have any more questions for me, make sure to leave them in the comment section below. I am happy to help. If you guys want to hit me up on social media, it's DriftDreams242 on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and I will help you through any swap that you're doing that has to do with the 2-valve, 3-valve, or 4-valve. That's what I have experience with. That's what I'm going to help you with. But thank you guys so much for watching. Always remember, don't drift without your dreams, and I catch you guys on the next one.